and somebody who will tell you things the way they are. It is great that he has written such an autobiography, which is not only restricted to the medical profession, but veers to other areas. When I got the invitation and I saw the title of the book as The Joint, I said perhaps there is some bit of Professor I don't know. I will read it in the book. Guess what the impression The Joint gave me? I have said this many times. Not many people know that I drank for a long, long time. I drank alcohol for many years. For many, many years. So initially, when I saw that, I said, "Hey, could this man have also been in the joint?" But now I get what Professor meant. I have been with Professor in many fora. Being an Adventist, we have conducted quite a number of seminars. The first one was in Mombasa near Likoni and other places. So he is somebody we have worked together, we've been friends. Like one time, you remember, we were together at Marathon University, and I fell sick. He treated me that evening, and that's how we have gone. I don't want to say much because I've not read the book. I can't wait to read it. Professor, congratulations. Congratulations for this. It's a book we should buy, as you said, several copies, and give them to the young people, if not for nothing else, to inspire them. They need to think big. Think big, don't restrict yourselves, especially in the current technological world. There are quite a number of young people who are doing things they didn't even study for, and they are doing very well. Mine is just to congratulate you and to urge all of us to read this book, get the kind of an inspiration. I have no doubt about what he says about the family. You know the havoc that we have with families. And I can see quite a number of elders of the Seventh-day Church here get some points from that book and use them as we interact in our religious fora. It is important that we use them. Thank you very much, Professor, once again. May God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Honorable Abdi and Dahil. Introduce himself.
Assalamu alaikum. First and foremost, I'd like to start. I know Prof has written a lot and he's a professor, a lot has been said. But I think we'll take it for class in protocol after this. Usually I should be the first one to speak and the other one to follow. But mine is to say to congratulate Prof on his book. I think, I also have one complete as well. The young lady said that she was his favorite patient. And I thought I was a favorite patient. That is my next visit. But just to say that, all the things that have been said about Prof, when I first met him, I was told there's only one dermatologist in Kenya. So I went to see him, and right now I took my mother there, I took my father there, and the other day I think my father was hospitalized. There's a hospital where the professor usually doesn't go. They told us that the Prof doesn't usually come here. So my father said, let the pain be until I give, and I'll go and see him. That's the kind of person he is. I think once you get to know him, you feel, he's one of you, his family, And that laugh that we all said, you can hear it as soon as you walk in, you can hear it from far. And I think today he was humbled because when he put when he came up, he was very quiet. I was surprised what is going on. But mine is to congratulate you again, like everybody has done, and looking forward to read the book so that. And also to what's called to take to others, like CJ said, so that they can inspire others. Like I said, Prof said, to introduce myself, my name is Herman. I'm the former, I should say, Speaker Emeritus of the East African Legislative Assembly.
Wow.
We inverted the pyramid, so that's why we have the problem that way. But, last but not least, I invite my CEO at the Makwiny Hospital. Come and just greet the CEO of the Makwiny Hospital. I serve the Makwiny Hospital as the chairman of the Medical Advisory Committee, and she's my CEO. So,
Good evening. What was shaking? I'm being caught by surprise, but I'm not surprised knowing the man in front of me. And I've heard a lot about the book, and as many have said, I can't wait to read. And I'll get several copies from your colleagues. Omondi Oyoo is a chair of my medical advisory board in Makwiny Hospital, and he has really helped me to stimulate the doctors. And Mata is a place to be. And Professor, congratulations to you and your family, because behind every successful man is a lady. And I grown up with daughters. I'm sure the other, the third one is also proud of you. Thank you very much. And keep it up. Thank you.
Our chief guest, the VC, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Margaret Tison. Gesan. Yeah, Mati Hutchison Gesan. He always wants me to mention that name. But if people using that name, people think that you didn't deserve the position. So, she made Margaret Hutchison, because even if interviews were held, she would still become the Vice Chancellor. It's only that she didn't go for the interview. That's why the interviews were nullified, so that the right person can continue. Distinguished honorable guests, my eminent professional colleagues, including former students present, my esteemed patients, a few here present, and my dear church community members, particularly from the New Life Seventh-day Adventist Church, Ngong Avenue, where I serve as an elder. My beloved family members, friends and relatives, good evening.
Good evening.
Let me begin by making reference to a sure record of the Holy Bible. In John chapter 21 verse 25, the gospel writer records that many other things Jesus did, the sum of which, if they should be written, I suppose that even the world itself could not contain the books that should be written. Merely to successfully demonstrate human limitation, by contrast, my life, work, and story has easily fit into a book, and thus we gather here today. I must confess it is a little difficult to make a speech against the background of the eloquence of a written record. In a small sense, as an author, you find yourself at a loss on what more to say beyond what has been published. You quietly wish you would just be, it should just be a day for you to listen to more and more reflection from those who have considered your story. However, for the sake of marking this very auspicious occasion, I put together a few words, which are mainly words of gratitude and general reflection. Friends, to say that I'm incredibly delighted to have you at this book launch is an understatement. You have taken time off your ordinarily very busy Sunday schedules to support me in the warmth of your presence and the cheer on the launch of my autobiography. The Vice Chancellor was just telling me that we have spoiled her Sunday, she didn't go to church today. And I invited her to come to the New Life 7th Year Baptist Church, 5th Ngong Avenue, next Sabbath, so that she can compensate. And she confirmed that she has prayer partners in New Life Church. That Priska Kiboi, who has been our head deaconess, is your prayer partner. And Sarah Serem, who was a former member of New Life Church, has just transferred to Eldoret, is also your prayer partner, but she's also a trustee of the New Life Trust. So you will be at home in New Life, and of course I'll be there to take care of it. It brings a big smile to me and my family at large, and we don't take it for granted that you are here. But your presence today also indicates how much I value and cherish your friendship and association with me and my family by extension. To put together a small list of invited guests to attend such an intimate event is not easy. It could be unwittingly leave you a little embarrassed with those who truly should be equally present. However, this does not mean that does not mean any less of their importance to me at a personal and family level. For you, however, you are here, and we thank God for your part in our life. Friends, after some long and hard reflection on life, I ultimately took on with the courage and the challenge to pen my own life story. It was not an easy undertaking, as you may easily appreciate. But I was just following the footsteps of the great Joel Watch, who writes in anything that he feels like. When we go with him to international conferences, he's an IT specialist. And he has challenged younger doctors with IT and those kind of things. What is now being discussed everywhere, AI, artificial intelligence. And he keeps on talking to his phone, asking his phone questions every time. But he's also an author. He's the one who took me to become an editor of the newsletter for the Kenya Association of Physicians when I just finished my master's. And then later he said, you are going to be the secretary of the association. And when he was retiring, together with his age mate, Professor Lawrence, he said, you are going to be the president of Kenya Association of Physicians. So I became the third president. And you know, in a series, the first three presidents all came from the constituency that they should come from, which is Game. So the first one was Joel Watch, then Professor Lawrence, then me. Since then, the association has not had a very serious president. Because if you want a real president, it must come from Game. Sometimes discouragement and punishing work and family schedule threatened to derail this project, but has soldier on, and here we stand. Dr. Watch has written a great book on the footsteps of his father, and I advise you also get that book and read it, and you'll laugh your head off if you listen to his speech. However, you would also really agree with me that it takes a little more than intellectual strength to recall and weave some of life's most challenging events into a little story. The more daunting task is mastering an autobiographer's courage to put oneself out there. In some sense, writing your memoir is getting naked and opening your life to open consideration, some of which may be critical. But at my age, that doesn't scare me as much, because where I'm going to is nearer than where I'm coming from. So even if you know so much about me, you will not keep it for long. You don't have anybody to tell. You don't talk to me about it, because I'll not be there at some point to be told those things. And in any case, I think I have tried to make the best gifts of life that God has granted me so far. I feel greatly indebted to benefit the next generation with the sum of my life experience. After all, they commonly say, of what use is experience that is not shared? For example, if you are a Christian, what is your use if you don't give a testimony? You are dead. It's like lighting a lamp and putting under a bushel. My most eloquent speech is now in your hands, ladies and gentlemen, the story of my life. As the leaders, you will remain the judges. I hope you will find the story compelling, inspiring, relatable, and real. In my humble considered view, this is a personal story of resilience and triumph against odds and adversity. I hope that it could inspire someone who could be reeling from a seeming life disadvantage, a setback, someone handling a difficult transition, or on the verge of making critical choices. In this book comes an answer that it is possible to surmount the odds and emerge victorious. What my late brother-in-law, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, used to say, inawezekana. So many kitabu nasema inawezekana. In the book, I have tried to make reference to political history as much as I could, to record my own engagement with the reflections on certain outstanding national issues and events. As the former president of President Barack Obama, who also comes from Sierra County, where I come from, records in memoir, Dreams from My Father, a story of race and inheritance, the law is also memory. The law also records long-running conversation, a nation arguing with its conscience. My reflection on the highlighted political events, whose flip side is the law, is in a small sense demonstrate the issues that we continually grapple with as a nation, and the 20th being negative ethnicity and corruption. And I want to tell you that I've also worked in the church at all levels, and these problems of corruption and ethnicity, they have not escaped the church. So I keep on wondering, when Jesus comes, who is he going to take? Will he find anybody to go with? Maybe that's why he has delayed, because he might go empty-handed. Distinguished guests, the Article 11 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, culture is now recognized as the foundation of our nation and the cumulative civilization of the Kenyan people. You will find, particularly in the opening chapters of the book, reference to several cultural stories and issues. It was my own feeble attempt to also make a contribution to the preservation of a record of culture, particularly of the Luo community and of the Koyo clan, and I hope you benefit from us. I'm encouraged by the presence of my cousin, Professor Nyambo, who might stand up. My cousin is the head of anthropology at the University of Nairobi, and is my cousin. We looked through this and we agreed that it was correct, told by our late grandmother, Dorcas Barbara, who comes from Buhai. You know, in the book you read that when FC and God are playing, I sit on the fence. Because my grandmothers, both of them come from Western Kenya, and I come from Sierra. When FC wins, I celebrate. When God wins, I also celebrate. So you cannot beat me in that way. Distinguished, as you will particularly see in chapter 26 to 29 of the book, I also consciously propose to bequeath the sum of my professional experiences to young and upcoming doctors, many of whom I am humbly proud to say have been my students in the course of my teaching and research work at the University of Nairobi, which I prefer to call at the university, because when I say the university, you should know what I'm talking about. I hope they will find the book some campus to fortify their service, perspectives and choices in the evolving path of their career in the medical profession. Yours is a high calling, however beset by media discouragement and challenges. You will overcome. I want to encourage my young professionals, my young colleagues, that you will overcome. One day you'll get with the people sitting in front of me here, you'll get a seat as a government values doctors and not allow them to go on the streets. It's pathetic for doctors to go on strike. They should be in the ward, and for governors not to employ doctors when the wards, hospitals are empty of doctors. As a critical part of my remarks, I would like to particularly thank my dear wife, Eunice. She's here. Just Monday. For her support and encouragement through life's winding journey, and in particular on writing this project. She has literally been the wind beneath my sail, the rock of our family, and the unrelenting cheerleader. As you will easily discover in my heartfelt portrayal of a role as a stabilizing influence and the final voice in the most of my pivotal decisions, the choice of a spouse is a significant factor in the matrix of success in life. Many people fail in life to make this choice. They rush to this choice. There's nothing worrying in making this choice because you'll find challenges in future and lots of regrets and a lot of heartaches. Just to give you an idea, when we were planning to come here, the Vice Chancellor, I wanted this gathering to be at the Taifa Hall because I thought that's where it belongs. But I was told that they cannot host me on Sunday and so forth. Then my wife conspired with one of my nieces and they chose the Sankana Hotel. When I wanted to be at the Norfolk near the university. So she's a significant factor in many decisions. I'm forever grateful to God for her love and her companionship. In the same manner, I also wish to thank my beautiful daughters, Barbara, Ivy, and Sheila. Ivy here, stand up. I'm telling you to stand up because you realize I still don't have a son-in-law as yet. Your presence and cheer in our life have made journey all worth it. As I get to the conclusion of this remark, I wish to quote the profound words from the 19th century American author L.M.G. White, whose inspirational writings are the foundational to the theology of the Seventh-day Adventist faith, the faith I openly profess and even give some treatment in the autobiography. In the book The Desires of Ages, published in 1898, page 347, she writes, "Our confession of his faithfulness is heaven's chosen agency for revealing Christ to the world. We are to acknowledge his grace as made known through the holy men of old. But that which will be most effectual is the testimony of our experience. We are witnesses for God as we reveal in ourselves the working of a power that is divine. Every individual has a life distinct from all others and an experience differing essentially from theirs. God desires that our praise shall ascend to him, marked by our own individuality." So it must be individual. There's no corporate praise. Christianity is not corporate, it's individual. This autobiography, ladies and gentlemen, is in a small sense in the testimony of God's grace and leading in my life. I can sing with fresh meaning the renewed understanding of the popular Christian hymn, "Great is thy faithfulness." Even better still, I can now fully relate with the words of another Christian hymn writer, Robert Robinson, writing the hymn, "Come thou fount of every blessing." In stanza 3 she says, "Here I raise my Ebenezer, hither by thy help I've come, and I hope by thy good pleasure safely to arrive home." The story is told with the authentic touch of my own individuality and perspective. May we all be challenged by our daily effort and choices to continually write an inspiring life story. Much more, as God gives us the time and strength, may we find courage to write and share our stories for the benefit of the present and future generations. You never know who will read. You never know how far and wide its influence may go. For example, my friends in the UK, Professor Robert Moose and Tony Roof, have already booked the book so that they can read, so that they can know what pushes me to push them to do what they do. You know, the 10 rheumatologists that we have trained in this country has been by the help of friends. The government of Kenya has not sponsored even a single one. I talk to my friends and they get scholarships and take these rheumatologists to UK, to South Africa, to wherever. And sometimes you wonder what is happening, but you find in the book there I say what was happening in the Ministry of Health when Kalonzo was still a minister those days, and what is happening now. Things have changed. You never know what will read this book. In Ecclesiastes 11 verse 1, it says, "Cast your bread upon the waters, for you will find it after many days." Finally, in this memoir, I have a small sense poured out my heart and soul in a candid record of my life experience and reflection on several life issues. I wish you all good reading. You know, if you don't read, you are no different from somebody who is illiterate. So, if you are illiterate, read here without that book. But if you don't read, you are doing this service to your ability to read. Like any cautious author, all positive credit will be shared, but I must upfront acknowledge any shortfalls and mistakes as entirely personally mine, because I'm prone to making mistakes. I look forward to receiving your feedback and engaging on the different stories and aspects of it, and I take the challenge given by my friend Prof. Other. Prof. was my classmate from 1 to 4, and we met. He went to Maseno and we went to the Alliance, and we met again at the university. Later, he was the best man at my wedding, and we are still friends over about 50 years. Now I want to There's something he taught me by the Vice Chancellor. When Professor Other was staying there, I was doing my postgraduate, I was staying in his house. When he was going for an interview at the University of Nairobi, he used to carry several suitcases with him of his literature to go to the interview. So, there's another time I came to the chambers of the Vice Chancellor for an interview, and the person who was supposed to come ahead of me, who I think was favored by the panel, was late, but that was what in my advantage, because I came with a suitcase carrying several documents, and I gifted the panel with the book and understanding arthritis before they started interviewing me. So they tried to tell me this way. But when the other guy came carrying a newspaper, I knew that I really did. And I learned that one from Professor Other. That you don't go there joking, let the panel start trembling. And I'm looking forward to come in front of you for my ultimate promotion in January. So that I can finish. I look forward to receiving your feedback, ladies and gentlemen. Should you find it enjoyable, as I sincerely hope you do, please consider purchasing additional copies to share with the primary schools, secondary schools around you, with your families, friends, and beyond. And it is Christmas season. The best gift you can buy is not chocolate and all that. Your friends, buy them in the book, meet you, let's meet at the joint. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll ask my wife to come forward and say a few remarks, then we can unveil the book. Thank you very much.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Mine will be very brief, because the person I stay with can talk and talk. There are people who also think that he never talks. So when I hear people saying that, oh, this guy doesn't talk, I know they don't know him. Even some relatives think the same. So otherwise, I think today is a profound moment, not just because we are launching a book, but because this book is a life story. And I want to begin by saying that even after many years of marriage, people can still surprise you. Natalie has been talking about writing a biography. And we have a few biographies in our house, one for Dr. Luach, for Dr. Gikonyo, and an elder in our church, Elder Juok. So I knew he had it in mind, but I didn't know that it was being written. So when the publisher is talking about last December it was supposed to be published, I still didn't know about it. But he's an early riser, and he wakes up around 4 a.m. every single day. And in my imagination, I always imagine that he's either reading, reviewing articles, or maybe preparing the student notes. But lo and behold, a biography was being written. And we did not know. And probably because the first time I read some parts of the biography, I said, some of this material I would have deleted. So probably that explains why that happened. But as I see parts of him that he carried quietly, privately, waiting for the right time to share. And the other thing is that reading part of his history has reminded me of how much he has lived and how much he has overcome as a person. So much was not known to me. I think I only had glimpses of what he's gone through, and I think my children don't even know much of it. So they must read that book up to the end. So I've seen how much he's overcome, and I think in his childhood there's quite a lot that happened. I thought my childhood was worse. But when I read his, it's like... So, and I think this book will also touch many lives, because a biography is a mirror into one's soul. It reveals moments of strength, which he has plenty of, and also chapters of struggle, and I think he's had a share of his struggles and memories that have shaped his life. And he has chosen to share his story with the world, and that is a courageous act, because me personally, I find it very happy. So as members of your family, or our dad, husband, we thank you for letting us see you, not just as a hard-working man. And the children know that he's hard-working and that he's there for them, whatever it takes. But we are also seeing the boy you were and the dreams you nurtured. Some of them, most of them have actually come true. And the journey that has made you who you are. I know he's very strong in personality, but I think every experience is a good experience. Because actually the bad experiences help in building a character. And I think that has worked positively. So congratulations for making this remarkable milestone. And to everyone who is here, thank you for celebrating a life lived with purpose, resilience, and faith in God. I've seen him grow in faith. When we got married, he was more God than more God than God. But over the years, I've seen the journey of faith. So it's been a journey of faith, and we thank God for honoring you as an author. And also we feel blessed to have you as our father and also as a husband. May God continue blessing you as we bless others.
Thank you so much for coming today. I really appreciate each and every one of you. It's a privilege to come from London to Kenya to this launch, and I'm really proud of my dad on this auspicious day. And I look forward to interacting with some of you that I haven't interacted for a long time. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Ivy. I'm the last one in our family, and which means I'm also my dad's favorite. I'll just share a funny story about my dad. I've been away in Australia for 7 years, but I feel like these 7 years I've been away, my dad has been the most present in my life than when I was here, because we speak all the time. And I call him about everything in the middle of his day, and I'm sure I've interrupted some of his appointments with the patients here, and I'm sorry. And I call him about everything from, Dad, should I buy a new laptop? Dad, how much shouldn't we, like everything that I don't know, I call him, and he is always ready and available to help me, and I'm thankful for that, because he's the best dad I could ever ask for. And thank you to all of you for coming to help us honor him. Thank you.
We have Sheila, the second born. She was not able to make it in person, but she has her remarks on video. So Gordon will play it.
Kids. He starts with Barbara Omondi, the firstborn, and then Ivy Achieng Omondi, the lastborn, and then Sheila, the middleborn. Logically, it should be Barbara, and then me, and then Ivy. But no, I came last because I'm the middle child. But I'm not complaining. You might think I'm complaining, but I'm really not complaining because Professor or Dr. Oyoo is such a generous man, but even being his middle child is better than being any other person's favorite child. I still have so many privileges that I enjoy. I remember when I was in primary school, we had party day, which was a day where we all come together and bring snacks from home. And I used to have way more snacks than even the politicians' kids in my class. And last year I just graduated from USC, which is a school that is so good here in America that the politicians and celebrities here were paying bribes to get their kids into the school. Those are just some of the opportunities and privileges that I've been able to enjoy as Professor's middle child. He also supports me to follow my dreams, even when he doesn't understand them. Right now I'm working in the media industry, and I'm not there with you guys, but I can smell the collective disappointment in the room because you guys are there celebrating a doctor and this girl here is talking about media. But he's just very supportive, very kind, very generous, and I am very privileged to be his daughter, even if it's his middle daughter. Very privileged. And this kindness that he has shown me is something that I've seen him replicate to so many other people from all over the world. And so, Dad, thank you for your kindness to your patients, your students, and us, your family. And I also have messages from some people here in the diaspora that have been your patients. So watch.
Hi Dr. Oyoo, my name is Chabet. I was your patient around 10 years ago, and you assisted me with a very significant diagnosis in my life. You pointed me towards the right direction, and I'm leading a very healthy life right now. I'd just like to thank you for the impact you made in my journey. I'd like to thank you for your brilliant communication, your care, and most importantly, your empathy. I felt very hard, and I am grateful for that. And thank you for what you do for a lot of people. All the best.
Hi, my name is Mutahi, and I was Dr. Oyoo's patient for roughly 10 years. And during this period, he was an amazing doctor, not only to me, but to my mom and sister, who are also patients of his. He is such an amazing doctor that when I was in Form 2 and I traveled to China for an educational trip, I made sure to get him a little trinket just to show him how much I appreciate him in my life. I am truly and honestly grateful for his thoughtfulness, his care and time, and just simply having interacted with him. He is not only a great doctor, but an amazing individual at heart. I might not have gone to medical school like he hoped, but I have made sure that my dissertation is something health related just to show him how much of an impact he's had on my life.
Thank you very, very much. We are coming to a close. We are almost coming to the highlight of the day. And at this point, I'm going to invite Godwin Ouma to come and lead us in this next part. It is the unveiling of the book. I think a lot has been said already. I don't want to risk saying anything and spoil. So Godwin, we shall be waiting for you to come. This is Professor's, one of his favorite songs. It was called the other day and instructed that this song was played.
Let's put the climax a little bit. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, family. You may resume your seats. And now, ladies and gentlemen, there are a few of us who've had the privilege of interacting with the book. You had the highlights. But I want to give everyone the opportunity to interact with this book that has been authored by Professor George Omondi Oyoo. Now it's my privilege to invite the author himself, the man of the hour, the man of the moment, to come up front, and also allow me to invite CJ Emeritus, David Maraga, to join him here, and also to invite Vice President, His Excellency Kalonzo, Senior Counsel, and Professor Hutchinson. Right, thank you very much. And also to invite Mr. Abdi. Mr. Abdi, karibu sana. Right. So, thank you, Mrs. Oyoo. All right, so we're going to have more time for photo session, but for now, Maureen, I'd like you to guide our honorable guests towards that joint there. Yeah, towards the joint. Silence. Ladies and gentlemen. Ready?
So you're going right ahead to cut it, and then after the cutting, we're going to count from 10 to 1, and then the pyrotechnics will be let go, and we shall be in complete celebration mode.
Right.
Yes. So let's go.
All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you sure you're ready?
We are ready. Let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 0. Let's go. Meet you at the dawn, ladies and gentlemen.
Congratulations, Dr. Professor Omondi Oyoo.
Makofi.
We appreciate you. We are grateful to have witnessed this today. Thank you everybody for making it to this auspicious occasion. We are going to go into the actual unveiling of the book.
He's going into himself. Okay. Can they all fit inside? The other side, please. Yes. 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 All right. Yeah. Get into the joint. Very nice. Okay, Alicia. Well done. Thank you very much.
So from here we're going to continue with a photo session around the book, but Professor is going to